Okay, let's move on to something that's really concerning and way more heady. Shooter Williamson got punched during a live show.
What?
Oh, you didn't know this?
No.
So apparently, some heckler.
Actually, I'm not surprised at all. I'm more surprised that he isn't punched in every show.
I think I know
So
who
this
he
is. Oh, you know, how do you not know who Shooter is?
And he's thinking of Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I think it's Shooter McGavin.
From Happy Gilmore.
No, he's thinking of Yosemite Sam. Remember that guy from Looney Tunes? Be like,
Yes, that is a real comedian.
I don't want to scare you, but he got punched by one of his audience that was pissed off. So he was
Shit.
What did he do?
he was doing his bit or whatever.
You've collabed with him.
Some-
Have you? You've collabed with him.
Yeah,
right?
several
I think
times.
I have. Can I just get on the record? Pretty sure he's a meth head, but he's the nicest meth head I've ever met in my life.
Hey, he's a nice guy.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's a legend. That is,
They're
honestly,
not mutually exclusive.
that's what I'm saying. Like, look, when I've gone to his stand-up shows, and I've gone to a couple and really enjoyed them, I highly recommend him. But that guy knows a little too much about drug culture.
He's
But
a knowledgeable man.
he's a knowledgeable man. Maybe he's just worldly, but he, I've got to say, there's two people that everyone's always like, they are fucked, fuck them. And I always hear people bagging them out. It's Isaac Butterfield and Shooter. Ironically, the biggest legends in the game. They are solid dudes.
Hell yeah,
and
I
they'll
can see
do
that.
favors for you. You
I
know?
wanna-
Like
Yeah.
they'll
I
stick
can see
by
that.
you.
I can
I
see
want to.
that.
I want to give. I want to give an observation that is a personal observation of mine, and I think a lot of immigrants would agree with this. You know those people, and Miss, you would appreciate this fact too. And I swear, hand to my God, I swear to Allah, this is true. The people that you normally meet in your day-to-day life that have like really controversial opinions, like, yeah, fuck, I hate these libs. You know, those guys, in my particular opinion, end up being really nice people, and they actually do a lot more for you than someone that's like, oh my God, I love immigrants. Like, I wish that we were more diverse. Those people usually end up dogging you. People that you assume would be really bad and are straight up, they're upfront about their ideas, are actually end up being the nicest people. And this is not one instance. This is as a general rule. This is what I've experienced in Australia.
Yeah, case in point, Lithgow. Actually, we've got our own test tube right here.
Well, I was just going to say you can simplify that to country versus city, I reckon.
It's not even country versus city. City people, that's honestly, that's a general rule. But
Yeah, I always think that that's the case. You always see these people that the media just completely shuns and say are the absolute filth of society. It's the exact opposite way around. Press are the complete filth of society. And these people that, like, you know, say some racy jokes every now and then, they'll fix your car. Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
Even if you
No,
said to one of
that
these
is true,
ABC
yeah.
officials, hey, can you get my NRMA insurance number out of my wallet? You'll just get back 6 hours later. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the text.
It's like a class divide, eh?
and the other thing that they do not stand, because their entire philosophy in life is, everyone should be treated the same. There's no special favors. So if they see an immigrant or someone actually face injustice, they get super angry at that. They're like, fuck off, nah. Because their whole thing is everyone should be equal. So if they actually see something going bad, they take it really personally. They become like Clint Eastwood and like, I'm a Republican, but you do not mess with Koreans like that unless you're going to face the barrel of my gun. Now, you Koreans, stop making stupid spaghetti or noodles. It really annoys my nose.
Look, that's so true. I remember once I was in the western suburbs and my car had broken down. And a guy that was clearly dealing drugs and that kind of voice like this. He was just like, "Oh, are you tiny?" And I said, "No." He's like, "Who the fuck are you then?" He was like really upfront. And then I said, my car broke down. He goes, "Pop the hood. Yeah, you should be good to go, mate. All right, yeah, have a good time."
That's sick.
That happened.
That's sick.
That's never going to happen in the eastern suburbs.
That's not true, actually. That happened to me in the eastern suburbs.
What a junkie.
Not a junkie, but like some like one exception to the rule is I reckon skinny, energetic Kiwi men are great because my car broke down.
Skinny, energetic Kiwi men are just sheep shearers from New Zealand.
Yeah, well, sheep
Also, we got
shearers.
some hate for that from the last pod too.
What?
A
the
lot of
Muslims didn't like the
Kiwis
shearing.
were saying that our take on the New Zealand situation wasn't bad. So this is my thing.
Shut up about take first off, but what do we... Did we even mention New Zealand? I feel
We
like that's
did.
the
We were
first
saying
time
that
we've
they
ever
were
said the words
getting
New Zealand.
they were saying we were getting deported. Like the New Zealand Kiwis were getting deported and shit. But this is what we can do. One of these podcasts will get like a Kiwi to call in and explain their gripes, so that it's fair for
Their
everyone.
gripes.
Yeah, whatever their
Their
gripes are.
gripes. Well, we're going to turn it into the Kiwi grievance hour.
Well, we can
It's
do
getting
it for
I'm
like
kind of excited
not
about
hour, 10 minutes. We can do 10 minutes. But okay, Shooter
Small amount of
Williamson
time
thing.
for a small country.
I want to get. So what happens is Shooter's doing his bit. Some guy keeps heckling, blah blah blah. Shooter gets really pissed off, takes his beer, pours it on this guy's head because he's right at the front. The guy gets on stage. Shooter thinks that Shooter gives him like the mic and says, "All right, like I put beer on you, so you deserve a right of reply." and
See, I told you, gentlemen.
he takes the beer. Shooter thinks that he's gonna pour the beer on his head, so he's like ready to just drink it. That was his gag. But instead of the guy pouring beer, he just
Glassed.
punched the shit out of
Fuck,
him.
at least he didn't glass him. That would not have been fun.
I don't know where this
Punch
was.
the shit is in once or
One punch, but
continually pummel it?
and then like a bunch of people came in and took him away who everyone assumed was security, but it was just a bunch of Shooter's fans. Put him in a hall. So this guy like ended up being like the egg boy. He's like, you fucking punch Shooter.
It was probably the exact guys that were restraining Egg Boy. Don't you reckon? Hey, that Shooter, show some respect.
Did he go down?
I haven't seen the video. I don't know if there
Nah,
even is.
don't
a
you
video,
reckon if
but
there's one thing that Shooter can do, it's take a punch.
I think he took a
I'm
punch.
just wondering
It
how
was-
hard of a punch.
His fucking his ear was blue because he punched him on
Yeah,
the
dude,
side.
that's a hard punch, and he can take it. It seems. There you
Dude,
go.
and people said Rodney
Confirmed.
Rude had it tough. Rodney Rude hasn't been beaten on stage.
Well, we don't know that for
I
a
kind of
fact.
like.
He probably did,
Yeah,
actually.
because I've seen
He
him
was
get in
taken off
scuffles.
stage by cops once.
That I know.
Saying
NWA,
penis.
Pretty
NWA
ballsy,
cops.
wasn't it? I can't remember what he was saying, but
He just
the
like
cops
hey-
take it off, and then he was doing his. You know what it was? It was that skit that he had of being like, "Don't you hate it when you forget that you've got a condom on?" And then you piss and it fucking explodes everywhere. And just it's like a bunch of, don't you hate it when? Just doing all of that.
Probably would be like
Don't
taken
you
off
hate it
Netflix.
when your missus says you pull out, you get too excited and you accidentally come in your eyes? That kind of stuff.
Jesus.
Like all of that.
Fuck.
And then the cops come on. How baller is this? The cops come on and drag him off. He wrestles away. This is a comedian. Wrestles away, grabs the mic and says, "Don't you hate it when the cops are trying to drag you off mid-show?" Now there's a man
There's a
that
comedian.
was devoted to his art.
Yeah, dude. There's a comedian.
Don't you reckon?
That's
True
amazing.
hero.
That's amazing.
Still on.
So good.
Getting arrested, still on.
I don't know why they didn't put him on a fucking coin.
They really should, shouldn't they?
Yeah. No,
He should
but
be on the
like-
$100 bill. That's how valuable he is.
People hate
And you press a little button and it goes, "Nice drug dealer money, cunt."
Rodney Rude still has that Kyle.
Finally, some common sense.
Most people still hate Rodney Rude, right?
Who?
No, I don't know because I think you know how boomers hate Kyle from Kyle and Jackie O.
Well, look, the boomers we hang out with, yes, but you do realise that the vast majority of their audience is mums.
What boomers do you hang out with?
Boomers that I hung out with 10 years ago.
Oh, I gotcha.
Now I'm the boomer.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, you're not the boomer. I thought boomers loved him.
No, some people. If you're an ABC
Who
crowd
likes him
boomer,
then?
you hate him.
Who listens to him?
If you're
not
like
boomers?
Let's Go boomer, you probably love him. I'm guessing that's
Who,
how it
Kyle?
goes.
I feel like that's just
No,
the mainstream.
Rodney
like-
Rude.
Oh, Rodney Rude or Kyle?
Well,
You know
both
what
of them
else
have
as
the
well?
same
I'll
thing.
say-
A lot
I
of
think
people
I've said
hate
it
them.
before,
Both
but
of them.
I'll tell you who else likes him. Comedians.
Well, comedians can't hate other.
But wanky comedians that are on the ABC, as in Judith Lucy, has nothing but good things to say about Rodney Rude. She's just like, that's the GOT, you know?
Yeah.
But you know,
That's-
now she's saying that. In hindsight, Rodney Rude has that reputation of a man that got canceled for speaking up against authority. But I bet you Judith Lucy, when it was happening, was probably like, nah, get him off. He's too crass.
See, this is the whole thing. This is what we were talking about last. I'm really obsessed with this at the moment, that there's a divide. There really is just artists and propagandists who call themselves artists. And I think that anybody that's in the creative industries and they're just constantly reinforcing whatever the fuck flavor of the day thoughts there are, propagandists. That's what was sick about Rodney Rude. Rodney Rude was doing things back then that only RSLs would allow him to do. Everywhere else was like, oh my God, he said the word penis. Now he's talking about sex. You know? He was there pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
He was normalizing that on the front line.
You are the new Rodney Rude. Let's just call it.
Let's Shooters, the new Rodney Rude.
Oh, okay,
Shooter's
maybe,
the new
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Dude, the guy got fucking punched on stage.
True.
He deserves the title.
I gotta check
Rodney
him out. I
Rude.
gotta give him a proper chance.
I'm proud for everyone.